The hottest macroeconomic metric that everyone seems to be tracking right now is inflation, which is basically महंगाई. Now, this is mostly because the so-called developed nations are facing historic figures of inflation, which they have not seen in the last 20 or 30 years. So, take a look at this chart here. You will see that a country like USA also has an inflation number over 8%. Now compare that to their nominal GDP growth rate, which is around 2%, and you will notice that the real growth is minus 6%, which means they're not growing at all. And this problem is more worrisome for the smaller countries like Venezuela or Argentina, which makes matters even worse. And it's affecting India too, of course. But interestingly, there are some businesses that are listed in the stock market that seemingly do not care about inflation at all. So in today's video, we are going to take a look at one such company जिसको inflation यानी महंगाई से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. The company that we are going to analyze today is CMS Info Systems. Now, what do they do? Well, आप लोग ने कभी ना कभी तो देखा होगा कि ATMs में या फिर बैंक्स में एक छोटा ट्रक सा आता है जो कैश लेके जाता है और कैश रिफिल करवाता है. Well, वो ही है CMS Info Systems का मेन काम, बट थोड़ा टेक्निकली देख लेते हैं. These are the three main verticals of CMS Info Systems. Number one, they have cash management services. Number two, they have some management services for the banks and ATMs to maintain their cash flow. And finally, they also give some IT solutions to both these products. But this company was not always like this. The story of this company starts in the year 1976 with Mr. Ramesh Grover. So Mr. Ramesh Grover was always a businessman and he noticed a space to set up new business in. And that space was management of computer systems, management of personal computers. And this was because during the 70s and 80s, there was a lot of revolt and revolution coming from the government of India that was trying to send away the multinational companies that were set up here, like IBM. So IBM was moving out of India and that felt like a good opportunity to start a new business. And that is exactly what Mr. Ramesh Grover did. So Ramesh Grover went into all sorts of business machines exactly like IBM and set up a large and a vast business. And this went on for almost 3 decades, till almost the year 2000. That is where his son Vishal Grover comes into the picture. One day, Vishal Grover decided that he wanted to take a look at the businesses they had set up and wanted to separate the best businesses from the not so well or not so good businesses. And that is exactly what he did. He says that there were 17 business units under their entire company and he wanted to make sure that the fittest get the best treatment. And for that, well, he chose this cash management company and he set it up aside and got in a professional to handle that. And that changed everything. The professional he called on was Mr. Rajiv Kaul. Mr. Rajiv Kaul is best known to be the head of Microsoft in India from the year 2001 to 2005. And so when Rajiv Kaul came in, everything seemingly changed. Well, हिंदी में और इंग्लिश में भी एक कहावत है कि एक गंदी मछली पूरे तालाब को गंदा कर देती है. Well, in this case, exactly the opposite happened. एक अच्छी मछली आई और उसने पूरा तालाब ही अच्छा कर दिया. So Rajiv Kaul came in and Rajiv Kaul immediately started hiring more professionals from outside. He started poaching people from the multinational companies he knew. And that made this company even more stronger. And that is when the CMS Info Systems that we know today came into the picture. Now, seemingly this cash management business looks very easy, right? आपको बस cash लेना एक जगह से और दूसरी जगह बस जाके रखना है and you get paid for that service. But it's actually not that simple. It's one of the riskiest business to do. Because think about it, so many things could happen to the cash in hand. There could be thefts and robberies, there could be counterfeit notes, and the notes itself could get torn or could get discolored so that you cannot really see that it's a note. So there's a lot of things that can happen with these cash notes, and that is why this was a very difficult business to go ahead with, and doing it on a scale of a country like India made it way more difficult operationally. And that is where exactly these professionals helped. Their experience helped. But let us now take a look at the detailed business model of what CMS Info Systems actually does. Basically, this is, let's say, the building of CMS Info System. It's their corporate office. This is where they keep all the cash and everything else. And they have a lot of trucks that we really see. So my drawing of trucks is not very great, but yeah, these are the trucks that go to the CMS corporate office. And from here, they pick up cash. So they start their day by picking up cash from here. From here on, they move to the banks. So I'll write bank here and I'll make a small bank. So this is a bank. Yeah, so they take the trucks full of cash to the bank and they get notified about which ATM to go, what to do, how much cash to put, how much cash to take out, all those kinds of things. And from here, they move on to the ATMs. So they go to ATM machine and they put in all the cash. But here, their work does not get over. After this, they actually move on to the retail shops. And they provide cash to retail shops as well. And this is mostly for the shops in a mall or some certain places like that, where getting cash or getting your hold on cash is very difficult. And so they manage that as well. Once this is done, well, it takes them almost a day to do this. So I would assume this starts at around 5 a.m. in the morning, and by the time this is done, it's 5 p.m. in the evening. Once this is done, well, all the trucks go back to the CMS corporate office, and in the evening they keep an account and they make the check and they reconcile all the data all over again so that no piece goes missing. Because at the end of the day, businesses are so risky, especially in this case, that if you try looking at where anything could go wrong, you will see that things start going wrong at the truck itself. You never know. What if the truck driver runs away with the cash? How do you track that? Well, you require IT solutions for that. That is what they actually started building up after the year 2000. The same thing with the bank and ATM. How will the bank come to know if there is enough cash in the ATM or if there is too much cash in the ATM and something needs to come down? That technology is also being developed by CMS Info Systems. So basically, this is the entire business model of how CMS Info System works. Now, since they have such a robust business model, well, they are able to supply cash all over India. So take a look at this map and you will see that they supply cash to more than 90% PIN codes in India, which are more than 16,000 PIN codes combined. They have more than 4,000 vans with them that go ahead and do this. So all in all, this is a pretty large operation and they seem to be very efficient at it and they seem to be very professional at it. And all in all, this affects their financials. So how are they growing financially? Let's now take a look at that. Let's start by looking at the quarterly results of this company. And here, if you take a look at June 2021 and if you take a look at June 2022, you will notice that their revenue has gone up, their net profit has gone up, but the most remarkable thing is that their operating margin, basically जितना खर्चा होता है वो सब निकाल के एंड में जो बच जाता है इनके पास वो मार्जिन होता है. तो margin has shot up year on year when you compare June 2021 to June 2022. So take a look at that. In June 2021, the operating margin was around 23% and in June 2022, it has shot up to 27%. तो basically inflation से इनको फर्क नहीं पड़ा. Inflation आ गया, but इनका margin तो बढ़ गया. They seemingly did not care at all about inflation. And this can actually be seen year on year as well, which is extremely impressive. So let's take a look at the profit and loss statement now. And here you will notice all the way from March 2017 till March 2022, every single year the operating margin has gone up. It started by 17% in 2017 and today it is about 26%. So that is extremely impressive. And apart from that, well, they have a cash management system, so they must be good at managing cash, and that is shown on their balance sheet very well. If you take a look at their balance sheet, you will see that their reserves are increasing every single year without really having much debt. They have added some amount of debt in 2022, that is in the September quarter, but that is also a very low number when you take a look at the reserves. So all in all, the company's financials are doing very, very well. And because the company's financials are doing well, you can take a look at the price chart here. You will see that when all the companies across the world, companies like Apple, companies like Meta, when these guys are crashing down 40%, 70%, CMS Info Systems has actually managed to hold on quite well. Now, all in all, we have seen that they are inflation-proof, they have professional management, and their financials are doing very well. But the question is, how are they able to do so? Well, this is because of the pricing power they have. Because they do such essential work for the banks and ATMs, and because India still depends upon cash as of right now, if they stop doing their work, then there would be turmoil across the country. And that is why whatever inflationary pressure they get, they simply put it directly on the people that they sell their services to, which are banks. And banks end up paying them whatever charges they ask for. And because of that, they are not afraid of inflation. They are not afraid of increasing prices of whatever good or whatever services. And because of all this, well, they have an impressive 52% market share in India in this particular industry. So, did you like today's company? Did you like how we found out a company that's inflation proof? Well, I think you guys also must be knowing some companies that are inflation proof. So let us know in the comments section about some more companies that you think are inflation proof. And also let us know what do you think about this particular company. Did we miss out on anything about this company? Is there something you can add on here? Let us know. We are always eager to read your comments. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel and this video. And if you like the video, go ahead and share it with your friends. There are a lot of people helping out to make this video together, so we would appreciate some love from you guys. Bye bye.